just here and there and toying around with things and typical overwhelmed as usual, pretty much. Um, let's see if we can get the camera a little better here. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess my brain is not working that good at the moment. But overall, after taking the 800 milligrams in total, I'm not really experiencing anything big, Of course, I have different symptoms here and there and all that, but nothing really like the first time. So it's like when you begin to take the Diflucan, it's like things like you know explodes or something like that. For example, in the legs, you can feel like it's a weird sensation, but I remember it from the last time and all that. So when I started, it began, to have this sensation again, like things are popping or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, that's how it feels a little like that inside the body, inside the legs. And anyway, so I've taken the Diflucan and the 800, and of course I'm affected in regards of, but it's not totally I'm not totally it could of course it could begin, who knows, it might come out of nowhere, but besides not really, having my brain with me, but that's kind of usual. Well, then everything is pretty good, actually. You know. So I've been taking some nice statin, been taking some essential oils as well, and some berberine as well, and been reading up on fungal things. I've found some very interesting things. Now, I've had these as tabs a long time because I took a break from it, and it's like I have all these subjects and all that, and it's like, but it was nice to, in some sense, going back to some of these articles, scientific articles with, what is it called? Minimal, what is it called? Minimal inhibition concentration, or, these words and these, at least I can see that I have a lot easier to actually understand, of course, there's still a lot of words that I'm looking up here and there, but at least some of the words I've figured out, and thereby it makes it easier to understand what is going on. And also some more information in regards of how they perceive it, apparently as anti fungal, destroying the fungi. You have the MIC, and then you have M M M M for MFC, I think it is. So MFC, I think, was in regards of minimum fungicidal concentration. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, so you have the minimum, and you have the in regards of inhibition, in regards of stopping the growth of the fungi, and then you have the dose that you need to kill it off. And apparently, a remedy, according to some of these articles, at least had two witnesses in regards to this from two different articles, if I remember correctly. Wait. I'm not. At least one. At least one. I have at least one. My brain. Sorry. But it was talking about that it was perceived as an fungicidal if it was around 1 to 2 above the the MIC, the minim. Oh, it's just easier to write things where you can think. When you don't think, it's just going a little haywire here. But anyway, so if the minimum inhibitory concentration if the antifungal, if it begins to kill the fungi in regards of 1 to 2 above this number, they apparently it's perceived as a, according to this source. Maybe I have, and I posted some of these things on my Facebook. We could just go to the Facebook on my mobile, pretty much. I just took some quotations here and there from different articles. Very interesting. But anyway, so I read also in regards of germanium or something like that. That's an essential oil, and I read an article about that as well. That is also working in synergistically with the Diflucan. So I have pretty much two things that I'm taking that, of course, everything works, but in regards of, together to attack the fungi, right? But berberine and is said to be pretty effective against fungi, and of course, the essential oil as well, apparently. Anyway, we'll see. But I have been taking some essential oil, a good amount of drops actually, and of course the berberine. So the fungi should have some problems at the moment. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Here we go. In geraniol is a moderate skin irritant and can cause allergies. Exposed to air, its oxidation products are more irritant and allergenic. Otherwise, geraniol is considered as rather safe for humans, domestic animals, and the environment. And that is from, in regards of pets and all that. So, citronella oil, I didn't really go deeper into those. There's a lot of new things and all that. So, and primarily I was researching in regards of the oil that I have. I actually have 3 different oils that are, and of course the primary oil was in regards of the germanium, I think it's called, where it has a lot of the geraniol in it, which is said to be antifungal, a powerful antifungal actually. There was another thing in regards to this thing, in regards of classifying if it's a strong antifungal or if it's a medium or whatever. That was one of the articles that talked about that some guy had come up and classified this and whatever. Anyway, research into antimicrobial actions of terpenes suggests that they destroy and damage the cellular membrane. They move into the cell membrane by diffusion, increasing the plasma membrane permeability. As I understand, it's like when you have essential oils, the effective thing in it will just permeate the fungi and, thereby, attack it from the inside, I guess, but which in some sense would make sense in regards of plants, defending against fungi, I would think, and anyway, so the antifungal effect of plant essential oils and their promise to enhance the activity of antifungal drugs already in the market has been established. Several studies, we are running 4G, okay. Several studies, including the one performed by Kami et al. 2005, titled Study of Anti-Candida Activity of Cavagrol and eugenol. And Cavagrol is what is in what it's called. It's pretty hard. What's it called? Can't even remember. And eugenol is the thing that is in the clove oil, for example. And cavagrol is the thing that is in the... Why can't I remember? Okay, again, my brain is a little broke here. What's it called? Oregano. So cavagrol is found in oregano. Eugenol is found in clove oil. Now, I've been taking a good amount of cavagrol and eugenol oil without any issues. I actually did take oregano pills where I put essential oil in it and dropped it down and all that. The problem was that it seemed to work in the beginning and yet then stopped to work. But of course, the fungi can become resistant to it. And one of the articles actually talks about two of the strains they use or used was, didn't have in regards of effect of cavacrol. So again, you have Candida albicans, and then you have different variations of these where they have different kinds of resistance. So it's a huge amount of fungi out there in regards of anyway. So several studies, including the one performed by Kami et al. 2005 titled Study of Anti-Candida Activity of Cavacrol and Eugenol, something like that, in vitro and in vivo, so that means both outside and inside, have proven that antifungal activity of terpenes. In this particular study, the anti-candida activity of eugenol and cavacrol was tested against Candida albicans in immunosuppressed rats. The fungicidal effect, and that means to kill the fungi, effect of these terpenes, you have fungistatic, I think it's called, where it's like stopping the progress of the fungi, and then you have fungicidal. Anyway, fungicidal effect of these terpenes significantly reduce the fungi growth. Yeah, we have from another article, I guess, or maybe it's the same. I don't have any. I think actually from the same paper. Conclusions. Our results demonstrate synergy between fluconazole, an antifungal drug, and geraniol, a monoterpenoid component of an essential plant oil. The fact that essential plant oils lack harmful compounds makes geraniol a good enhancer for antifungal activity. This demonstrated relationship should be investigated for additional antifungal and essential plant oils. The drug combination should be loaded in suitable drug delivery vehicles to facilitate targeted delivery to tissues, and their effect tested in vivo, in regards of in the body, in order to monitor toxic, poison effects and tissue specificity. On a grander scale, the demonstrated synergy of, in regards to working together, offers the potential of significantly reducing the issues with recurrent candida infections due to resistant strains. Here we have another. As such, the MIC, and the MIC is in regards to the minimum inhibitory concentration. Data and synergy results reported allow us to conclude geraniol has the potential to enhance the antifungal activity of fluconazole against drug-resistant Candida albicans. So again, so even if it's resistance, apparently again it can have a positive, you can help the fluconazole or Diflucan to work better. And that's the same in regards to the berberine. The berberine, now of course the essential oil seems to attack the fungi a little differently than the berberine, but the berberine goes after the product, what is it called? The thing that needs to produce more of it to defend against the berberine. And that's the thing where the fluconazole or the Diflucan stops the production, even if the fungi has become resistant. So apparently the Diflucan still works to stop the production of this thing. I can't remember, which I should know. What is it called? I can't remember. Like we have cholesterol, I think it was, and then we have fungi has. Can't remember the word at the moment. Anyway, you should read it over and over again, so I should know it. But anyway, plant essential oils are documented to have antimicrobial action. Research suggests that terpenes destroy and damage the cellular membrane, moving into the cell membrane by diffusion. And that is very interesting. I guess the remedies might be so small so they can actually get through the fungi and make havoc to it, in that way. Anyway, here we have another. I think it's from the same article, but anyway. Furthermore, the synergistic activity of geraniol combined with the known azole, and you have a group of drugs from the medical mafia in regards of azoles, and fluconazole is the most what do you call it? The most prevalent one that is used. The most popular. Interesting that it began to have issues with the connection while I said medical mafia. Anyway, it could be a coincidence, of course. Anyway. So geraniol combined with the known as azole, fluconazole, was also evaluated for increased efficacy against albicans. And efficacy, I think that just means effectiveness against Candida albicans in vivo in regards of in the body. So it seems to say that they actually have used geraniol with, Diflucan in the body in some patients. Here we have in regards to the Vatican Holocaust. All roads lead back to Rome. That's but people don't care anymore. That was in regards to the Brook. Swift did convey his ashes into Avon. Avon into Severn. Severn into the narrow seas. They into the main ocean. And thus the ashes of Wycliffe are the emblem of his doctrine, which now is dispersed all over the world. All the world over, yeah. And as of course Wycliffe, they digged up his bone and burned them and, threw them into the Avon. Anyway, they were pretty angry at him, so they digged up his grave and burned his bones and, just disgusting system, Roman Catholicism. And he, translated the Bible from Latin into English. So, of course, they didn't like that either. They don't like people reading the Bible. Maybe it's because they're not Christians, Anyway, in all three cases, sensitivity was less than that of FLC, I guess fluconazole, but the results are still encouraging as the test compound has low toxicity and is fungicidal in nature, while fluconazole is fungostatic and leads to resistance. I'm not sure how they define why they would, clarify fluconazole as fungistatic, in regards to stopping fungi and not. But yeah, well, maybe that's in regards to this number thing, whatever, I don't know. Candida albicans associated biofilms are difficult to treat due to acquired resistance for existing antibiotics. Now, of course, antibiotics are, fungal poison. So, but anyway, hence a search for. Now, of course, some actually put antibiotics in regards of, but that's not really, in regards of what is it called? In regards of fungal. Fungal, what is it called? That's a word for it in regards of mycology, mycobiotic, I think it's called. Or something like that. In regards of if it's against fungi. Antibiotics is primarily in regards of poison from fungi, and then they give it to you in a concentrated pill in regards of poison from anyway, that's and they're very proud of it, when you look at these pages and all that. See how good we are, putting the fungi into an incubator or whatever it's called, and giving them food. I think there was sugar they was talking about feeding them, and then afterwards taking the poison, dividing the poison and putting it in a pill. Anyway. And then giving you as medicine. Anyway, hence a search for novel compounds against fungal biofilms is a big necessity now, and natural compounds are good candidates as they are non-toxic, easily available, and do not lead to multi-drug resistance. So I do wonder in regards of if there's any remedies that the fungi cannot, become. Because, natural things in regards of essential oils and all that, there's absolutely some that the fungi can just become used to, and thereby it doesn't have much effect on it anymore. So the question is there anything out there that the fungi cannot become resistant to or become, used to in some sense, and then just, because then, of course, if one could find a remedy that it cannot become resistant to, It's just, I guess it's just to take more of that remedy. Anyway, another one. In conclusion, our work demonstrates that geraniol exhibit potent antifungal activity against Candida species, inhibits biofilm formation, reduces cell adherence, and decreases the secretion of hydrolytic enzymes, especially proteinases or something like that. Results clearly suggest that geraniol is clinically significant and may be used in treating biofilm-associated Candida infections. Further research is required both in vivo in regards to in the body and in vitro outside the body or in the glass, whatever, to validate the diverse mode of antifungal actions of geraniol as a promising antifungal agent. Yeah. Let's see if we can go back here. Well, of course, in regards, it is itching in my arms, and of course the itch is there, and it did you after taking the Diflucan, there's absolutely something going on in the body, so, but it's still not as powerful in regards of the first time. Well, the first 4 days was just horrible to say the least. But of course, I've taken the 800 milligrams, and I'm still not totally so, and of course taking some essential oil. I actually was thinking of not taking, just taking the Diflucan alone in the beginning, but I guess I'm stupid as always. So I took some berberine and some essential oils, a good amount of drops in some water, and just shake it up and then drink it, as time goes and all that. And that is in regards of the geranium, which is said to have geraniol in it and some other things as well. If you look at the flowers, I'm just trying things out, but if you look at the flowers, they are said to be eatable. So I'm like, if the flowers are eatable, well, the oil from the flower should then be okay to ingest, right? But anyway, I guess it's on my own. Anyway, so it tastes like a rose, pretty much. It tastes like a little like kind of perfume or something like that, because it's like rose. It's like, you don't have that taste usually in your food, or at least not I. So but the great thing with the geranium is that the oil is not that powerful compared to some of the others. It seems, it seems more soft, and thereby you're able more to take it in, So I just put some drops in it, last one I put a little over 10 drops in the water and all that, and just shake it up. And then I drank a little before that as well, where I put some drops as well. I probably should be careful, but just hitting it, let's get it out, So the next 27 days, I know that in regards to the Diflucan, I've also felt in regards to this, becoming, you can feel that you become a little dry when you take your body pretty much tells you when you are thirsty for sure when you take Diflucan. The last time I was drinking a huge amount in the beginning of the Diflucan. I'm not sure why, but it's anyway. In addition, this information is important for future pharmacological applications of geraniol, with the prospect of developing a new safe and effective antifungal for the treatment of systemic mycosis. Now, mycosis, I think it's Latin or something like that, but mycosis is plural for fungi, so this is systemic fungal infections. Now again, the typical mycosis is singular, mycosis is plural. However, preclinical and clinical studies are needed to investigate whether geraniol acts on other targets in fungal cell and to correlate the potent in vitro. In vivo, in vitro outside, in vivo inside, in vivo antifungal activity, thus confirming the efficacy, again the effectiveness as far as I understand it, and safety of the compound for later clinical application. The thing is, if we can eat the flowers without any problem, some are using the flowers in bakery, and I've seen, and apparently we don't use much flowers in our days, but apparently they are eatable, and apparently also geranium is used. Also, I think it was like a preservative or something like that. It's used in food, so anyway, so it seems it should be okay to ingest as well. Here we go. When the MFC, here we go in regards to the ratio. This is from Impact Fact. You can't see because Facebook have a way of just destroying the link, I guess. When the MFC slash MIC ratio, and that is in regards of minimum fungicidal concentration compared to minimal inhibitory concentration. It's incredible, these words, Ratio is, and you see these, you see MIC. MIC you see mostly, where they're looking for the minimum inhibitory concentration and all that. I'm not sure why they wouldn't be looking for the minimum fungicidal concentration. And I saw another one as well, with 3 letters, that is in regards of, was like MBC, or I can't remember. But anyway, I've only seen it like, this time. But MIC I've seen. In regards to MFC, that you see a little more. But anyway, you're unlocking a little, as you research and become better at actually being able to read the documents. And yeah, but I must say I use Google to look some of the words up. I must say I did miss the medical dictionary. That I had last time. I'll have to pay for it if I want to get it again. But anyway, on the other hand, okay, here we go. So when the MFC slash MIC ratio is between 1 and 1 and 2 to 1, the chemical is considered fungicidal. I'm not sure why in regards chemical, because are they also thinking of natural things as a chemical? But if I remember correctly, the article was in regards of the essential oils as well. So maybe chemical might not be the best, but we understand what they mean, I guess. I don't know. Is it a chemical if nature makes it? Is it? I don't know what the definition. I just thought a chemical would be something that man used to. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. We could of course look it up. No, apparently not. Yeah, let's see here. Chemical. At least it's usually when we have something chemical. Chemical. I really hope this works against my arms. My arms would, and my breast as well, of course. Chemical. Relating to, at least I am better than I was when I began on it. Months ago. And the first time taking the Diflucan and all that. And here we go. Relating to or used in chemistry. Produced by or used in reaction involving atomic or molecular changes. I don't know. But okay, we understand the point, okay? So when the minimum fungicidal concentration slash minimum inhibitory concentration ratio is between 1:1 and 2:1, the chemical is considered fungicidal. That means to kill fungi, to pretty much destroy fungi. On the other hand, if the ratio is above 2 to 1, it is more likely to be fungi static. So I don't know how they, sort these, they have their ways of, I don't know why they would say that Diflucan is fungi static instead of fungicidal. Well, some other places, at least, where they say it's that the Diflucan is fungistatic. No, it's not only fungistatic; it's fungicidal. I don't know. It's just weird. Some of these things. Let's see what I have here. Due to its pronounced anti-candida albicans activity, geraniol has been studied in more detail using 2 strains of Candida albicans, and there you have 2 strains here. Actually, thinking about it, I could feel a lot worse, and I'm actually not bad, compare that I've taken 800 milligrams of Diflucan, taking berberine, and regards to this essential oil thing and all that, a good dose to get the fungi down. I'm actually, it could be a lot worse. So hopefully it is having a lot of struggle at the moment. Of course, I could add it a little more, but I guess I should be careful in regards of. But it's interesting because, when I took the oils first time, and I mixed mixed 4 kinds of different essential oils together some weeks ago or so, I think, and first time I tried that, I felt very bad actually. So it's interesting that I'm now it seems that I'm at least this oil doesn't seem to have actually I've been going pretty good, at least with this one. So I guess the body. I don't know. Anyway, but of course it could be because it was killing all fungi. Who knows? But it didn't really take that much, and it really felt I took 5 drops of one thing, 5 drops of another thing, and 5 drops and of course a good amount of peppermint. Because it's nice with peppermint. Anyway. Let's see. Okay, that's me writing 8 hours ago. I guess I'm on the fungus reading again. Monotapy. That's just me, saying. So I got into the mode of again, and then jumping a little back to the homepage thing, and then jump. So I'm a little. I really should just focus on one thing, but. It doesn't make it easier. I can feel it in the legs. It's like some sense small explosions or something like that in the legs. It's not nothing that hurts. It's like bubbles. Like bubbles. Bubbling. Bubbling in your legs or something like that. Springing forward. It's kind of it's a strange feeling. And nothing that hurts, but. It's a strange feeling for sure in regards to that's the Diflucan, that's so maybe it's in regards of when it kills the fungi. I don't know, but at least it's I'm helping it with berberine and this geranium oil and whatever else and trying to keep it low sugar diet still and all that. Again, I don't know if I can get this under control, but I can't give up. And it seems like essential oils, it doesn't have any sugar in it, and it seems like there's a lot of antifungal things in regards of essential oils. So if I can make it, get a good mixture of whatever. The ideas are there, the resources are not. But anyway. But yeah, I'll keep hitting it, but at least, compared to the first time, it's not bad, I don't really feel that bad, so I felt so horrible, after I took the second dose, the first time, I felt so bad. But of course, it might have been because it was working in regards of, yeah, and more widespread at that point. Anyway, let's see. I guess I'm on the fungus reading again. Monoterpenes have been proposed to play beneficial roles in diverse physiological systems. Geraniol is a plant-derived monoterpene with a rose scent and a slightly sweet flavor. And yeah, I'm sitting with the the thing here, and it smells like rose. It's really weird, drinking rose smell, because it just reminds you of not something you eat. It reminds you of perfume, or smelling like, you usually don't eat things like that or drink things like that. It has a rosy taste for sure. It's a different taste. But anyway, flavor widely found, and I'm not sure what kind of geraniol. It's I'm not. Geraniol should be the thing that is in geranium, as I understand it. But anyway, maybe I'm a little. There's so many terms, but that you can find geraniol in many things, and I guess it might be the substance that actually makes the rose scent. I don't know. So actually, if that is the case, you would actually be able to figure out where you could find it in nature, right? I guess, it's probably not that complicated. I think we are probably making it, of course, the medical mafia is not helping us. But anyway, in regards to those things, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. With a rose scent and a slightly sweet flavor, widely found in volatile oil of various plants. There we go. Citronella, geranium, that's the thing that I'm having here, geranium, in water, vanilla, and rose oil. Vanilla oil, that sounds interesting. That might taste pretty good as well. And if it's without sugar, because if you buy vanilla, there's a lot of sugar in it normally. But the oil, it's the oil, right? We have rose oils as well. The pharmacological activities of geraniol include cardioprotection, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antinociceptive, and if I remember correctly, that is in regards of removing parasites, from the body. Anti-tumor, and of course that would be antifungal, antibacterial and insecticide, against insects, and antimycotic in regards to against fungi. So against tumor, against fungi activities, including against Candida species. That is, and I don't know if I posted both of them. I saw at least two of these where they just pointed out a huge amount of goodies. Due to the antifungal properties of this monoterpene, the aim of our study was to evaluate the geraniol for antifungal activity against hospital strains of Candida albicans from BSI, or pediatric patient. I think it's in regards to children, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm not sure with BSI and all that. But, here we go. So geraniol is a cardioprotection in regards of the heart, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antinociceptive in regards of parasites, anti-tumor, that would be cancer, or fungi, antibacterial, insecticide, apparently they also use some of these things against, so the insects doesn't come around. And antimycotic in regards of antifungal activities, including against Candida species. That's pretty heavy, That's pretty heavy, That's some pretty good side effects, That's a pretty good, that's the side effects of taking it, It's just that sounds pretty good, So 8 hours ago, started on my second round of Diflucan, another hit on the fungi. Okay, here we have Geraniol showed in vitro, that's outside, antifungal potential against strains of Candida albicans, but did not involve action on the cell wall or ergosterol. There we go, ergosterol. So we have in our cells we have, I forgot what we have. What is it called? Cholesterol. We have cholesterol, and the fungi have ergosterol, and that's the thing that the only thing that the fungus can defend against berberine, as I understand it, which is a natural antifungal. The only way that the fungi can, resist the berberine is to produce more ergosterol. But the thing is, the Diflucan, when you take it, even if the Diflucan doesn't kill the fungi anymore, it still stops the production. It still stops the fungi from being able to produce ergosterol, apparently. And it's called, it's from one thing to another thing, I think it is. So the thing is, the Diflucan goes in and stops the production of ergosterol for the fungi, and the berberine kills it, So if you take it like, both of them, you have, even if the fungi has become resistant to the Diflucan, it will still have an effect, And it will actually work together to, and apparently also, geraniol also is, said to work synergistically in regards of, but it's not. It's another way, in regards of how they, berberine and Diflucan. That seems to be more where they are really, one stops the production of this and the other, attacks it at the very, it's working together. Where geraniol is more like, seemingly just wiping it out. But of course, it will, of course, be a helpful thing. But anyway. But they were talking about synergistically using it with Diflucan as well. So, geraniol showed in vitro antifungal potential against strains of Candida albicans, but did not involve action on the cell wall or ergosterol. This study contributes to the development of new antifungal drugs, especially against Candida albicans. Now, in regards of the action it takes, they tried different things as far as in my reading goes, and they try to figure out what is the thing that makes this component effective. Now, really, I don't really care how it works as long as it works, But they are very, very interested in how things works and all that. They, instead of just focusing on, let's just anyway. So I found the other article which talked about that it, in regards to this, it just, what was it called? We had it up here in regards of, that is like, no, what was it? No, like it's just absorbed, I guess, by the fungi, it seems, as I understand it. If you have, it's like it will permeate the fungi from the outside and thereby make havoc to the fungi from inside, killing it off, as far as I could gather. They seem to have found out this effect, as I understand it. So if the fungi doesn't have this thing, it will slip into the fungi. If it's around it, it will slip into the fungi and thereby it will kill the fungi. So geraniol showed in vitro antifungal potential against strains of Candida albicans, but did not involve action on the cell wall or ergosterol. This study contributes to the development of new antifungal drugs, especially against Candida species. So at the moment, I'm pretty much attacking it from 3 different angles. And I would like to actually have some food, because it is some while since I, had some food. So, I guess I ate too much and thereby emptied my. I guess I'm in a fasted state in some sense at the moment, but it's I need to have some food because I'm not going to, this keeps the body moving in regards of things and all that. So I say here more of the quotes from the article. The therapeutic approach to fungal infections is a significant challenge due to the limited arsenal of antifungal drugs that are commercially available, as around 10 or something like that. Their relatively high toxicity, and then you go to the geraniol, that was antibacteria, anti this, and really all the positive sides of, the side effects of geraniol was so positive, right? It was like, so the relative high toxicity and the well-recognized increase in the number of resistant yeast doing therapy. And the well-recognized increase in the number of resistant yeast doing therapy. Again, if you look at the Diflucan, for example, and look at what side effects there are some side effects that doesn't sound so good, for sure. Anyway. So if we could go natural and actually get positive things, that would be, of course, nice. So anyway, geraniol is the name given to the natural mixture of two isomers, probably named geraniol trans and nerol cis. Geraniol is widely used in the flavor and fragrance industries as one of the most important molecules, and is a common ingredient. And I remember also in regards to this, bathing in rose flowers, that was said to, warm hot bath with, rose flowers or pellets or and it was said to have a relaxing effect, and of course drinking the oil actually seems to actually have a relaxing effect as well. So anyway, but again, as you usually like flavor and fragrance, you usually combine it with something else that you wouldn't really drink or ingest. But the flowers are eatable. So again, if the oil is from the flowers and the flowers are eatable, the oil should be eatable as well, right? Anyway, geraniol is widely used in the flavor and fragrance industries as one of the most important molecules and is common ingredient in consumer products produced by these industries. Geraniol is a major component of geranium oil, and its content is about 20%. So the oil that I'm drinking here, that is a little over 10 drops in, nearly a liter of water. Then, just shake it up and all that. And that gives a pretty good flavor. It gives a pretty good flavor. I found out in regards of, the coconut thing, the coconut milk seems to be pretty good at fixing the oil in the without, but it doesn't really seem to be that much of a problem with water either, in regards of just shaking it up, and seems to actually work. What I would have thought that the oil would have been on the top. I'm not entirely sure that is what is going. I need to test that, At the moment, I'm sitting with a black bottle and all that. Usually I have glass bottles that I would usually use and all that. But I got this for free when I ordered something, and, let's just use what I have, right? And the glass bottles, I would, of course, be able to see if the oil actually goes to the top again, or if you just shake it up before you drink it. It's not really a big problem. Even if it goes to the top, you could just shake it up again and just drink it before, shake it up and drink, Anyway, geraniol is a major component of geranium oil, and its content is about 20%. Geranium oil is one of the most popular essential oils in aroma therapy and has traditionally been used for vaginal candidiasis, as regards of infection, and regards of candida in the female organs down below. So I guess that would also give a pretty good smell as well down there. So yeah, so apparently, yeah, I guess one could actually, yeah, that's interesting. Because it doesn't seem like the oil is that, in regards to geranium, it doesn't seem like the oil is that powerful in regards of, where it's like, it seems more soft in its oil, in its complexity or whatever. Anyway, but and its content is about 20%. So you get 20% of this geraniol, and not only that, you also get other components that also is said to be good against. But anyway. There was no change in guanylol, MIC, that's again minimum inhibitory concentration values in media with and without additions of ergosterol, but the amphotericin B, that's something where it's an antifungal where you get it directly into the bloodstream in regards of IV, intravenous. What's it called? Vein? I don't know. Intravenous? I can't even remember. But anyway, minimum inhibitory concentration value to increase 64 times in the presence of ergosterol. And what they were testing in this article was it in regards of ergosterol? How does it work? Is it attacking this or attacking that and all that? And apparently, if there was ergosterol, in the medium, it should have become, if it was attacking the ergosterol, it should do like the amphotericin is doing like 64 times in the presence of ergosterol. So the amphotericin B, was, pretty much 64 times worse when there was ergosterol, because it's attacking the ergosterol and thereby apparently having some problems, but not in regards of the geraniol, So all these words, And we have another one. Plant substances are used in treatment of various diseases, but their potential application as a source of new drugs is still largely unexplored. Wow, largely unexplored. Yeah. We shouldn't have too much health in the public, right? And informed public, No. Anyway, Mesa Arango et al., I'm not sure what that means, but showed geraniol antifungal activity against strains of Candida parapsilosis and Candida krusei. I'm not, again, if I'm saying something, just I'm trying the best that I can. So I'm not, I'm still, I'm learning here and there. Aspergillus flavus and Aspergillus fumigatus. A previous study has shown that low doses of geranium oil. So a previous study has shown that low doses of geranium oil and its main component, geraniol, in combination with the vaginal washing, show both anti-inflammatory and anti-candida activity for the treatment of vaginal candidiasis, fungal infection in the vagina in similar models. Interesting. Yeah, but why? If we can actually just ingest it, if we can just drink it and then get the positive things of that. And of course, instead of drinking soda pops and all that and beer and all that, you can just change things to these things, and if you like coconut, you can just put essential oils in the coconut and fix them up, and there you go. You have and you could, there's a good amount of different taste out there, so you could try around here and there. It's a whole new world for me, It's like I'm thinking, oh, that's a whole new world. Just, yeah. So Marcos Arias et al. Demonstrated the antifungal activity of geraniol against Candida albicans. Oh, did we actually already No, that was something. Okay. Activity of geraniol against Candida albicans, Candida glabrata, Candida tropicalis, Candida guillaemondi, and Candida parapsilosis, Candida dupliensis, and dupliensis is the one that looks much like Candida albicans, but is less aggressive. So let's see. Yeah, but they apparently the researchers they didn't have a clue that was actually they thought it was the same. They look like the same thing, but apparently in regards of like DNA or genetic thing, whatever, they found out that it's actually not the same. And the differences in these two are that dupliensis is not as aggressive, as Candida albicans. So, and Candida krusea isolates from denture. The authors show denture. Is that in regards to teeth or something like that? I guess that must be something in regards of denture. It's interesting to get back to the subject of fungi again. A dental, yeah, I guess in regards of the teeth and all that. It's interesting to come back and also to see that even if I lost a lot in these weeks where I've toyed around with other things and that I still remember and recall some of the things at least. And Candida krusea isolates from denture. The author showed that geraniol, and think about it, when you have all these antifungal things and all that, and antibacteria and all that, and they talk about bacteria in the mouth, right? What do you think happens if you daily, every single day, eat these things, Do you think the buggers in the mouth might have some issues, Might have some, it goes again, here's another flush of antifungal, antibacterial, whatever, So in regards of things in your mouth, I would think that the mouth would be, become cleaner in that regard. Now, of course, it's not the whole thing in regards of fixing tooth decays and all that. You need to have food sources that we have a hard time getting nowadays. But anyway, so it's not only the bacteria that is the body needs to be have provided the things that can make it restore the teeth. So anyway, the author showed that geraniol had significant in vitro activity against the fluconazole resistant. So the author showed that geraniol had significant in vitro activity, that we see outside, against the fluconazole resistant and susceptible dose-dependent candida isolates. In addition, another study reported that geraniol showed an MIC, a minimum inhibitory concentration, on 100 micrograms per milliliter against Streptococcus mutans, the causal organism of dental. The causal. I'm not sure. Of course, causal. Let's see. Causal, okay. The causal organism of dental caries. Thus, this compound might well be used for preparing different formulation for dental caries, But yeah, I guess in regards to the teeth, having them in water and whatever, you could just put some antifungal, and they will taste good as well. Anyway. I see another one. Due to its pronounced anti-Candida albicans activity, geraniol has been studied in more detail using the time kill method. The time of death curve shows that the higher concentration of geraniol increased the antifungal activity from fungistatic to fungicidal. And again, fungistatic is in regards to stopping the fungi, and fungicidal is just wiping it out. Thus, geraniol, I guess it makes sense, right? If you give more, that is, again, I'm not sure in regards to these terms actually, because the reason why the fungi begins to stop is because, it's because it kills it. So it's to say that it's fun. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it just seems anyway, they have their ways of doing things, I guess. Thus, the geraniol has a concentration-dependent antifungal activity. Yes, anything else, The time-kill characterization is very important because it has valuable therapeutic implications, such as adjusting the dose for a more effective treatment. Thus, antifungal agents whose activity increases with increasing concentration can be optimized by the administration of larger doses. Yeah, and of course, if it's actually not poisonous for us, then anyway, things to try out, I guess, in regards of, but as far as it goes, it seems to be going pretty good. A previous study examined the kill curve of 3 isoprenoid constituents of geranium oil, reported geraniol to be the most effective with an MFC. Or MFC, the MFC, minimum fungicidal concentration equals 640 micrograms per milliliter, and minimum inhibitory concentration 561 micrograms per milliliter, killing 99.9% of the inoculum just within 15 minutes. While to obtain the MFC with geranium oil and geraniol acetate required 30 minutes of exposure. Again, there's a lot of words here that it's, but, what they're pretty much saying, it kills fungi, so from the result obtained, it was concluded that geraniol showed excellent antifungal activity. So we have many of these, words that are like showing that this is a very powerful antifungal. And besides being an excellent antifungal, a very strong antifungal, it also has a huge amount of goodies, good side effects, Anyway, positive side effects. So geraniol showed excellent antifungal activity against Candida albicans. This information is important for future pharmacological applications of geraniol, with the prospect of developing a new safe and effective antifungal for the treatment of opportunistic fungal infections, mycosis. Fungal infections. However, we suggest further tests and clinical studies to correlate the potent in vitro in regards of outside the body, in vivo, inside the body antifungal activity, thus confirming the efficacy, the effectiveness, and safety of the compound for later clinical application. You have to have every time you're reading these scientific articles, you really have to have all these big words and all that. It's but you become better at it, the more you read and the more you research and all that. What do we have here? Oh, what happened? Apparently, I just lost her. And of course, Facebook is still giving me bad pictures, and that's, as I understand it, Facebook bullshit. Because I'm running Firefox, and because I'm running Firefox, Facebook don't want to provide with good images. You have to be kidding me. But and of course, it would be nice to get off the platform overall. But I still really, I just got into this. I guess it's in regards of having a diary. Pretty much, it's all the things that has pretty much happened all through the last 10 years is pretty much written down. I guess a lot of the things anyway. So let's see here. Where did we go? Okay, here we go. More. The isolates used in the study belong to the laboratory of bioprospection and And experiments in bioprospection and experiments in yeast at the Federal University of Sierra. After 24 and 72 hours, fluconazole resistance Candida and Cryptococcus neoformans strains showed berberine minimum inhibitory concentration equal to 8 micrograms per milliliter to 16 micrograms per milliliter, respectively. Cytometric analysis showed that treatment with berberine caused alterations to the integrity of the plasma and mitochondrial membranes and DNA damage, which led to cell death, probably by apoptosis, that's explosion of the fungi. Where it just explodes, pretty much. It's one of these clever words, like when cells go apoptosis. If you look it up in regards of the YouTube, you can see where a cell goes apoptosis, where it explodes. So, assessment of biofilm forming isolates after treatment showed statistically significant reduction in biofilm cell activity. But of course, that is in regards of berberine here. According to the data obtained in this study, berberine causes the death of fluconazole-resistant Candida albicans cells by apoptosis. Where the fungi just explodes. And of course, when the fungi explodes, it releases a lot of toxins as well. Oh, here we have Caiaphas Ossuary. That's his bones. That's a guy from the Bible, high priest of Caiaphas. But anyway, I guess regards of Poop Day or Poop Night. Oh, sorry, Poop Night. Guy Fawkes Day, also called Poop Night, I think. Or Pope Night, But I don't like it to call him the so-called Pope, So the kingdom of Satan is the kingdom of the Roman poop. Romanism is all around us and forming into poop doom, or as many calls it, the New World Order. Yep, and no one seems to want to know any truth, People are just going blind and don't want anything to do with the truth, I have to be kidding me that even the last 100 years of history, we have no idea what was going on in the Second World War in regards of the Vatican, it's just... Vatican red lines, the making of a concordant and all that, with these different... it's just, Anyway, so that's, I guess, some of the research that I've done the last couple of hours, I guess. But yeah, I'm actually not feeling that bad. Now, of course, I haven't slept and all that. I'm actually not feeling that bad, taking into consideration that I've taken 800 milligrams of Diflucan and berberine as well, and this rose, what it was called, rose thing and all that, oil and all that. I'm actually feeling, I guess, relaxed. I'm actually feeling pretty, it's still there, it's still, it's on the arms and all that here and there and all that. But, that's to be expected that that something is going on in the body, of course. And hopefully what is going on in the body is annihilation of fungi. I hope. Yeah. So it should be a good, what do you call it? A good chance for that, having 3 antifungal remedies that is said to be pretty powerful against fungi, and so absolutely things going on, and hopefully in 27 days, hopefully it will be much better. I have to see, so. And there's not really anything else to do than wait and see and hope for the best, and then, support the body, as best that I can. And of course, I really want some food. I would actually like a chicken, I think they should have opened. Now, of course, in regards to the swimming, I could go and swim as well. They tend to close. Well, it's like 13. No, I think actually 12:30. Actually, so they are. It's not that. Oh, the problem is I need to fix my clothing as well. I don't have any underpants. So that's a problem. Used the last ones. Uh, so I need to wash my clothing as well to get some more of those. And it's nice to have some underpants, right? Actually, it can actually, yeah, well, it can actually be feeling more free without underpants. When you just have, shorts or whatever. It gets a little more air down there. Which is nice. But of course, that's the idea of a kilt as well. You get huge amount of airflow down there, and if you have problems, down below the belt, you want to have some cooling down there. So, but yeah, I had lots of ideas and lots of things here and there. Oh well, the itching, the itching is, it's like a little in behind the neck and my arm, and yeah, it's yeah, I'll just have to see how things goes out. But again, it could be a lot worse. It's, but who knows? Maybe it will come. But at the moment, I'm thinking, it could be a lot worse. It's just nipping at my left arm and my right arm in regards to, oh yeah, there. I just feel like it's like nipping, nipping. Like there's different ways of itching, and some itch are nice, some itch are not, and some itch are more. I found out that there's a lot of kinds of itching. It's not just the itching. It's like a good itch, a bad itch, a strong itch, and there's different kinds of itches. It seems. Um, it's like apparently a flavor of itches. I found out. It's hard to explain, but there apparently are different kinds of itches. So, for example, the standard itch in regards of dandruff and all that. But then you had the other itch in regards to the explosion and all that. That was over. That was another itch. It was different. And then of course you have the itch that that actually tends to feel pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. So it does seem to be pretty. My arms. It's I can feel it in my right there and right there. Pretty much. Oh, that's a good question. Right there. Yeah, I can feel it's like it's there's something going on. Again, things moves different places in the body. It's kind of it's just a little here and a little there and all that. But yeah. So 27 days more, and hopefully it. I'll have to see. Hopefully it will do a good amount of killing. The question is then what to do afterwards. Oh, itchy. um, you know, it is expected to get a little more haywire. After taking it. But again, compared to last time, again, it's not really anything. I was laying right here, the first time on day fourth, and I was just laying, and my whole body was just, oh, I was just laying there, and I was like, it was like absorbing it all. It's just so itching things going on in the whole body. It's like it was totally wild, and so that was I was just laying there and I couldn't really do anything. I was like laying there and feeling all those sensations, and I, it's like, anyway, so absolutely far from that, hopefully we'll take it totally off. I'm itching here and a little there, and on my arms and a little there, and my, oh well. Well, I'll have to see. 27 days. I have enough for 27 days. So, and then of course trying, helping helping the Diflucan with other remedies. And of course, there's other things to, try out. And yeah, I'm not sure in regards to how many resources I have at the moment. But anyway, I've learned a lot these last many years, and yet I still feel, ooh, woo 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 woo. It's sometimes also, yeah, it's like a crawling sensation, like an insect is crawling on you, but there's no insect. Weird, how it, how these different sensations that you can get. So. I hope the fungi have a lot of problems, I hope it has a lot of issues at the moment. And, yep. Kill it off, annihilate it, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all for me. Not much to say, I can just sit here and feel the different interesting feelings, I guess, going on in my body, and hope for the best. But I'm actually, I'm not feeling that bad, at the moment. I could really be a lot worse, Um, so yeah, so not that bad. Oh, it's itching, 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 itching. Anyway, again, that's to be expected that there would be some reaction and all that. I can feel it down on my legs as well, or in regards of my what do you call it? Just above the foot, pretty much. Again, it's pretty much it's pretty much all over. Is that? It's like you have the things pretty much all over different places. But again, it's the volume is way low compared to what it was, and my head is much better after the fungal explosion that I had from my breast. That was just just moving around in the body and just making havoc, and making your life miserable and so forward. Oh, well, great. I'll let it work and continue to. Maybe I should take some more oil. Oh, by the way, this is the thing that I was talking about. It's black, and it's a shaker apparently. And I was like, let's just use it. Whatever. At some point, have to. If they give me something, why not use it? Just. But I have these glass things. Let's see if we can find. There's a glass bottle there. Oh, it's there. There we go. That's the ones that I usually use and shake up and all that. Works perfectly good and all that. No problem and all that. So I have two of those that I use to water, or whatever, cinnamon, mixed in and so forward. Well, this is, I guess this is, it would be nice to see if you could actually see what is actually going on. I would love to see the fungi die, and just totally explode and die, and, one after another, I would enjoy that. I would really enjoy that. Anyway, It's just how it is, I guess. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. So I'm still alive, even after 19 years at least, or maybe 20 years of infliction. I'm still alive. But of course, it have had time to spread, in these 20 years. I guess it must be around 20 years now, but 19 or 20 years. I remember when it began, so of course one can calculate it. A month after Warcraft 3 came out, I got the itch, and thereby the road to, a lot of issues. And no help inside from the medical mafia. So, it would have been very easy, I think. I don't know in regards of totally, but also a lot of years where it didn't, of course it did. I could feel it like coming up in my body, and taking over from below. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's just how it is. But yeah, I think I could have turned it around. At least you know, when you have a less of a problem, less of an infection, then of course it would be easier to turn the boat around. If you knew what to do. But I didn't know what to do, and neither did the white coat murderers. They didn't know anything. Not a single thing, one after another, and just, and then they want to put you on the happy pills. Because it must be up here there's something wrong, right? It's disgusting. Disgusting, just utterly disgusting. Diabolical, wicked. Misdiagnosing and mistreating people and killing them off. The doctors, if you don't have the brain, with you, they might lead you to the grave. Incredible. Anyway, I should stop now and do something that might be a little more. It's nearly 10 o'clock as well. And I would like some chicken. I don't know. Chicken would be nice. I don't know why I would. Red meat is better than chicken in regards of my health inflictions. As in regards of keeping it down as far as I've done of research. But chicken would not be so bad. Oh yeah. By the way, I still need to get my clothing fixed. That would be 11 o'clock. Then I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I should wait for tomorrow in regards to the swimming. It's not totally impossible in regards to swimming tomorrow. There will be less people. In the. It's Sunday, so there's probably a lot of people in the swimming hole at the. You never know. Sometimes there's a lot, and sometimes there's not. But. Yeah, I could wait for tomorrow maybe to, just have some exercise. But it's not, yeah. Well, it depends in regards of how it will go in regards of the Diflucan and these things. But I should really fix my clothing at least. Get that fixed. It would be nice with a swim as well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I haven't slept this night and all that. So, but I'm not entirely totally tired yet. So, but I'm hungry. So it would be nice with a chicken. Chicken. That is not slaughtered to Allah. Anyway, I'll guess I stop now and hope for the best. Just a little. Still have some vitamins and some liver support and all that. So yeah, but I think I'll take another one of these essential oil things and get some more drops in that. In regards of it, it seems like I don't have such a big issue with that essential oil. I do wonder in regards of why I did the other reaction. Maybe it was just I don't know. Because I did the beginning the first time. I really felt strange, but again I mixed 4 kinds of essential oils together, so it's a little hard to figure out. And 2 of them was new. I 2 of them was something I hadn't tried before, so that might not be the smartest thing. You should try one thing, right, and figure out how that goes with you and all that, and see the reaction and all that. Anyway, have a good one, all of you, and I guess I'll enjoy the sensation in the hope that it's killing off the fungi and thereby enjoy it to the fullest. And hopefully we'll kill it totally off. No mercy for the fungi. Hopefully. Bum bum bum. Have a good one, all of you. I'm stopping now. I guess I just needed to talk a little. Oh, come on.